really random blue screen of death. I was just like, I wasn't doing anything. It always happened when I wasn't doing anything at all. As soon as I stopped, so I guess that it's good in that regard. It just like crashed when like I wasn't doing anything.
I was just
consistent.
I wasn't doing anything.
I
I
was
was
just
just
when I
so
wasn't doing
random. Like,
anything
and
at
then,
all. As soon as I stopped,
so I
yeah,
guess
it
that
was
really
good in
annoying.
that
I think it was
regard.
update related. I'm
Just,
pretty sure it was
crashed
because
when
I haven't.
doing anything.
I'm all updated now.
It was
And I
consistent.
installed the audio
was
stuff.
just
Just
when I
so
wasn't
random.
doing
Like,
anything.
and presumably, I think I did. Hopefully, but yeah, I haven't had any weird crashes since then. Knock on wood.
Well,
Is this
that's
wood?
good.
Maybe it was at some point. It was a tree at some point, I think. Yeah, that counts.
Wasn't everything a tree at some point?
Yes.
Just run outside and knock on a tree. Wait, do they have those in Las Vegas? Trees?
Oh yeah, we have tons of trees here.
Palm trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not native to your environment. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess nothing in Vegas is really native there, huh?
What?
I don't know.
It's a desert. There's no trees in the desert.
It's not just desert, to be fair.
It's like
Yeah, I
100%
mean, there's
desert
like
and-
foliage and stuff. That
Yeah,
I
but
just
that's all
don't-
like brought in. I don't know if that is
not
real.
all of it. Well, I mean, most of the stuff in the city, yeah, of course. Well, pretty much all the
You're
stuff
being
in the
very
city.
generalist right now. I'm offended for him.
Not all deserts are the same, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
All deserts are the same. Change my mind.
Oh my god. Chocolate chip cookie cheesecake. I hate Facebook.
Oh,
Why would you show me this?
why? Why?
Oh, it's so good. One of these days I'm gonna like bake or cook or something and bring it into the office because it's a bunch of ladies. It's like me and a bunch of ladies.
Nice.
So I kind of want to make something for them sometime.
Nice.
Justin and the ladies. That sounds like a red sitcom.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool though because it's all people I know, like friends of the friend that was in the interview and everything with me.
Mm.
Oh,
And like I've met them through her, so it's like it's just I'm hanging out with people I know all day. It's not
sweet.
bad.
Nice.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. But no, can we get started?
Yep. So I've been using a new browser called Vivaldi.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
How's that?
It's a web browser. It browses the web.
Tell me more. What's the web? What's this web thing you're talking about? What the shit is that? Is this
It's
magic?
It's a series of tubes.
Spiders? Are you a spider farmer?
Oops.
It's a series of tubes that spiders crawl in, and they make a web, and then you surf on it with the surfboard.
Webs that you surf on.
And then you use the
Sick.
browser to browse the web.
Well, if I'm already surfing the web, why do I need to browse it?
Oh well, the browser is the brand. It's like the brand name.
Oh,
Wait,
so-
I thought Browser was the Mario guy.
Yeah, now I'm really confused. What the hell is going
Yeah.
on here? Spiders and surfboards.
Is there like a spider browser?
and browser?
Is that a new version of him?
Spider browser? It's one of the new suits in the new Spider-Man game.
It's
Uh,
the Mario Spider-Man crossover. It's pretty cool.
how cool would that be? That'd be cool if like Mario appeared in Spider-Man and then Spider-Man appeared in Mario for like a couple of weeks, just as like some like event or something.
I would picture it like Mario Galaxy, where like you get the different like transformation suits or whatever. Like there's like the cloud one, the bee one, and the spring one, and things like that. Except it's like a spider one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
There
you
you
get
go.
Spider-Man's abilities like for a countdown in the whatever world you're in, and you're like zipping around as Spider-Man, but you're Mario.
Man, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to the video game news and news show. Nope, that's not the right one.
Nailed it.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Charge Shot Gamescast. Each and every week, friends gather around and talk about the games they've been playing and the things going on in their lives. This week, I'm back. I'm still got the cough, so I'm gonna edit all that out. But with me today is Justin, who doesn't have a cough.
Newsy news tune. Wait, what? What? We're not doing the news show?
No.
I wasn't paying attention.
And we also have Lo, who doesn't have a webcam.
Oh, I didn't read that article, guys. Oh, what? Wrong show? Oh, sorry. Had to keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a webcam because the latest Windows update screwed up my webcam again. So.
I thought you've been rolling them back, and then it's like Walmart.
Yeah, and then
you're a one-man Walmart.
I did. I rolled it back like Walmart, and then after that, that's when I started getting that weird the blue screen of death. Because before that, it was the audio that was getting screwed up when I updated to the most recent version of Windows 10, and I was like, oh, screw this, I'm just gonna roll it back. Then I did, and then I started getting that weird blue screen of death. It was just so random. It was just like I would be like downloading something on the internet or watching a video, and then it was just like blue screen. I'm like, okay. This is stupid. But yeah, there was that, and so I'd rather have no webcam than no audio. So I mean, I had to pick one.
That is an important sacrifice for an audio medium.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had to have my webcam so you could see how nerdy I look at work.
But yeah. Justin, do you want to start things off like you usually do?
Sure. I have played a few things this week. Not as much as I wanted to, but that's usual. I jumped into a little bit more Metroid Prime 3. We talked about it last week, but I actually got to play this time. So my batteries were charged and everything. So yeah, I was going through the Elysia. I think like the first time you go to Elysia, and getting all that stuff like the plasma beam and fighting Gore, I think his name is, like the big suit guy. That general type stuff. I forgot how late you get the spider ball in this game, because I keep thinking I have it and then I can't do it. Yeah. But I'm finding myself not enjoying it as much.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because I hate the Wii with a passion right now. When the Wii came out, it was like revolutionary, like, oh, so cool. Now, I'll be in the middle of playing and a cat will jump in front of me and I lose all control over the game because he gets in the way of the sensor bar. And I'm like, I hate the Wii, and flip everything.
This sounds
now that I have a system that can do that without using a sensor bar, the Switch, I can't go back to the Wii. It's just it's paining me to actually use the sensor bar on the stupid Wii when I can use my Switch instead.
This sounds like a very specific Justin problem.
Yeah,
it is.
Just cats jumping in front of sensor bars.
If only you could play Prime on the Switch. I mean,
I know.
Prime 3, wouldn't that
someday?
Be nice?
I'm calling it E3. That is my E3 prediction. My E3 hype moment is an announcement trailer for Metroid Prime 4, and then a release to tide you over. Here's the Metroid Prime trilogy on Switch. If that doesn't happen, I will be very surprised. I'm not going to eat anything because I'm not Ben, and I don't threaten things I'm not actually going to do. Eat your Switch, Ben. Hashtag eat your Switch. But
don't eat my Switch.
I will be extremely surprised, and I don't know, I'll do something. I don't know what yet, though, because I don't really want to put too much effort into it.
A surprised
What?
expression. You'll have a surprise expression, yeah.
I will do this show with emotion instead of being monotone all the time.
Oh, there we go.
That is what I promise.
Nice. There we go. Sweet.
I can't hold that up.
Oh.
I got this one tone. That's all you get. Anyway, yeah, it's still a fun game. That's the thing. But man, the aiming is so imprecise, and the littlest things just knock your knock your cursor off sensor. And like I said, cats. And it's so dumb. Infrared being used basically as the source for how you actually control the game is stupid. And it also is just kind of clunky. Trying to strafe side to side and move the Wii remote around to look, but it has a sensitivity range around it, where it's as long as you're inside that range, your screen doesn't move technically. You're just kind of moving on a static screen. But then if you go outside that range, it actually moves your view, and it just feels so antiquated. And you have to lock on to actually hold the screen in place and be able to shoot freely, and It's just weird
I
controls.
wish when they released it for the Wii U, they got rid of that stuff. Because when I was playing it, because that's how I was playing them, I would have to move the sensor bar into weird locations for me to actually have the aim properly. Like, I was balancing it off of the knob of, like, a dresser drawer.
Well, I mean, the Wii U was just a virtual console port of the Wii version.
Yeah.
Like, same thing.
Yeah, I just wish they just, like, did something to it that didn't require that.
I know, but that's why I want a Switch version that actually fixes the controls and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, up-reses, but that's a secondary thing. If they release them looking exactly the same, maybe stretch it, like, you know, actually output at 1080p, even if they don't improve the textures. But just fix the controls, I'd be happy. Anything else would be extra. But anyway, aside from that, I also picked up Assassin's Creed Origins because it was pretty cheap in a Green Man Gaming sale, and I hadn't gotten any games in a while. So I figured, you know, I can manage that. And that game's real fun. Like, I was actually super impressed with it at first because, like, I mean, my computer's good, but it's not like super beefy or anything. I'd say it's probably on par with like an Xbox One, PS4 type. Not necessarily the X's because I don't do like 4K gaming or anything like that, so I don't care. But you know, I have yet to find a game where like I can't run it on Ultra and barely ever have frame issues.
Nice.
I mean, it runs Destiny 2 pretty buttery smooth, and I don't have to turn anything down on it. But yeah, I cranked everything in Assassin's Creed Origins up to Ultra just to see if it would run okay. And like, it actually has some really cool graphical settings in it, where it's like you can do all the minute changes. And then like it actually has like a graphics monitor on there that goes from like stable to unstable to like I'm breaking, please stop. And it like kind of shows you the fluctuations on a graph for like the last 30 seconds of gameplay.
Yeah.
You kind of have like this. I mean, you have to go into the menu to see it. It's not like always present.
You just
but
press
you
F1.
can, you know.
You just press F1 and it'll have an overlay for you.
Oh, you can?
Yep.
Nice. I was using a controller, so I didn't mess around with the keyboard any. But that's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. Like, you know, you can just kind of play with things, and if you notice it's a little sluggish, you can go in and see how much frames you're actually getting, and like, it's intuitive in a way I wouldn't have expected, especially out of Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it's insane. It gets really in depth too. Like, even like when you press F1, it does the overlay stuff. You can break it down into like each core, like what percentage it's running at.
Oh, cool!
It's really neat
stuff. I definitely want to check that out because the reason I was talking about it, aside from it just being a cool feature, is like I said, I shot everything up to Ultra, and then was playing the game for a while, and it was saying it was unstable, but it felt pretty stable to me. Like, I was fine with it, even though there was an occasional stutter or like a screen tear. It ran fine for me. And I started playing the game, and I got a good like hour or two in, and then it just like closed. Like, it wasn't like a crash or anything. There's no report. It's literally just like I was like playing it in the middle of a mission, and the game just closed. Like, it wasn't open anymore.
It's like, nope.
And it was back on the Ubisoft launcher with like the program was flashing, like something, like there was a notification, but there was nothing there. So I could boot the game back up, go back in, play for another few hours, just boom, right back to the home screen. And it wasn't like all my blue screen problems or anything where it's like it would just like literally crash the computer. It was like the program closed itself for seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even any rhyme or reason to it or anything. So it wasn't like I was noticing like a bunch of frame drops or anything like that. It was running perfectly fine and it just closed. So I was like, I would put the settings down a little bit, just like a few things that, you know, to make it more stable. I thought maybe it was just like taxing my GPU or something and was auto closing as a protection feature. I pulled up Speccy. I pulled up the like the actual Windows performance monitor, all of that stuff while I was playing, just kind of get an idea like what was happening. And the temps were all in a pretty normal range. Like, it was utilizing 100% of the graphics card, but that's pretty standard for a game. I mean, that's kind of the point, is to use 100%. Otherwise, it's just being inefficient. And yeah, like I didn't really see any patterns to when it was closing. So I left it for a while. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll just, I'll go back to play some Metroid Prime again. And then came back to it later, booted it back up, and like half an hour in, it crashed and actually gave me like a oops, the game crashed. Would you like to submit a report? I was like, okay, that's what I want to see. I submitted the report. did some research online, and like I was seeing a lot of people saying like this game's crashing constantly, like the PC version is bugged, blah blah blah, like they don't care to fix it. This typical Ubisoft, all this stuff. Like people actually saying like the game crashed with a crash report. And there was like a few little different fixes and things like that. None of them were saying it just crashes without any notice, so that was still weird. But yeah, apparently it's just a thing the game does, and it's really upsetting because like it's really fun, and I was like super getting into it.
Yeah.
But then when it's crashing every hour and like making me go back and redo some stuff, because like I was in the middle of a cave at one point.
Oh no.
With like a bunch of bandits in it, and I took out all the bandits and was like on my way out of the cave, and it crashed, and I booted it back up, and like that mission was still active. Like I was there, but I had to go kill all the bandits again in the cave and get out again. And I'm like, this is so annoying. So like I had an update for it last time I went to play. It had to download like a 3 gig update, so I went to play Metroid Prime instead. And so I'm hoping next time I load it up, it'll fix that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I guess the PC version is not as optimized as I thought it was when I was going through all the graphics settings and like, wow, this runs super smooth at Ultra.
Yeah.
It does. But it's a great game. Like I kind of fallen off Assassin's Creed. I tried to get into Syndicate, but it just felt very dated. Like it was just an old engine. And Origins feels really polished. There's not really as much parkour type stuff. It's a lot more like free running. Because like you're going through the desert and like you can kind of jump up onto buildings and things like that, but you're not doing like the scaling huge buildings and stuff all over the place. That's really more saved for like the shrines and like caves hidden away in the mountains. And like scaling pyramids and things. So more of like almost like Tomb Raider in a way. But a lot of the free running stuff is very automatic. Like you hold A and it just kind of like finds handholds for you. And it feels like you can pretty much grab anything as long as it's not like a totally smooth surface. It just kind of like you hold A and move a direction and he just like scales it pretty quickly and easily. And then the other times he'll like vault things automatically, or like drop off a short cliff automatically. You don't have to like hit buttons to make him go up and down and all over the place. The combat I'm not a huge fan of. The bows feel good, but I don't enjoy the actual like hand-to-hand combat. There's like a dodge button, but it kind of just he does like a sidestep a little bit, just kind of like a missed me. Like it's not real. He doesn't roll or anything like that. It's like a just really awkward like 5-foot step basically. And so it never feels that good to like dodge and parry or anything. So I end up just like shooting them with a bow like on their way to get me, and then by the time they actually get close, they're low enough health. Like it's like boop, one hit. But the combat's also never that difficult. It's not really a big deal, and I prefer to stealth everything anyway. But there's a really good skill tree in there with like there's the kind of the ranger type stuff that's mostly bow focused. There's like the warrior type stuff that's mostly hand-to-hand focused, and then there's like the trick ones that are all like your different techs, like smoke bombs.
Yeah, all your different gadgets.
Yeah, thank you. The gadgets, those stuff.
Yeah.
And those all feel really good too. Like, there's some that will augment your hawk, which I actually think is really cool. You can like send your hawk over to kind of like pinpoint different points of interest before you go into a place. So it's like if you're about to raid an enemy base, you can like highlight all of their levels before you go in. So you're like, oh, I shouldn't go in here because they're all like skull level. Or you're like, oh, this is a base full of level 1 people. I'm fine. And it also will highlight like any prisoners that are there, like where they are, any treasures, things like that. It's just kind of a fun little like diversion from just running around grabbing everything.
Yeah.
Some of the button layouts are a little weird. Like you hit the up button on the directional pad for like kind of a like an assassin's view that just like shows all of the different collectibles and things in a range of view. But when you're like running around with the with the left stick, like reaching over to hit up on the D-pad is just kind of awkward and unintuitive. And I got so used to like the triggers and stuff being your parkour and the face buttons being your combat that I constantly just like vault over cliffs when I'm trying to attack people.
Yeah.
So that takes some getting used to. But like the level up mechanics and like the the upgradable equipment and all that, like it feels really cool. There's a lot more like crafting stuff in there than I realized. Like you go around like killing different animals and stuff, and you like get their hides, and you can use those to upgrade like your health stat and your melee damage and things like that. So like it feels like you're constantly getting new stuff, that loot grind. But like in an Assassin's Creed game where it's like there's also a bunch of other like assassinations and stuff to do. But it seems very side quest focused. Like I haven't done too much with the main quest or anything yet. I've kind of just like you land in a place and like you talk to people and they're like, oh, go to this base and like save the the prisoners that are supposed to be our like traveling merchants, and we'll be able to open a shop for you. So it's like you could do that, and then like you can get armor once you save them. So there's a lot of incentive to do that stuff, but like the actual story feels like kind of a mess. Because there's one thing like I just did optionally. I didn't realize it, like I didn't think it was any part of the main quest or anything. And I was supposed to again like grab some prisoners, and I tried to be stealthy and like drop in like over some of the enemies to like take them out and get to the prisoners. And I dropped in, and it just randomly cut to like a flashback scene that was like related to one of like the main hits you have to do, like historical hits. And then like it cut to like a different quest like inside the flashback where it's like Bayek and his kid like hunting some like wild game.
Yeah.
And then that leads to like the bad guys like capturing his son, and like you have to get him all. And it was just like right in the middle of like what I thought was this random side quest. It like drops me into this totally different thing. And then like you complete that quest and you're like back in town. I'm like, what the? I was in the middle of something else. Like, why am I back in town now? I have to go back there and beat those guys again so I can actually get the prisoners out. Like, it just felt very jarring, and it's like I didn't want to do that at that moment.
That is strange.
And so like I'm a little confused by the story. Like it's good. The characters are really interesting, and I want to know what's happening. But I don't want to just be thrown into a random story element when I'm in the middle of a different mission. It's just jarring.
Beginning is very jarring. It gets a lot better when you meet Bayek's wife, and yeah, it gets a lot better from there.
That's good.
I wasn't interested in the story at all until I finally got to meet her.
Yeah. Because I mean, like I said, the gameplay is really fun, so like it makes up for it, and I'm willing to sit through some kind of clunky storytelling just to play more of it if it doesn't crash.
Yeah.
But I heard it was one of the best stories of Assassin's Creed game, and so far I'm pretty underwhelmed. Like 2.5 hours in.
Yeah, the thing of like that's why I stopped playing it, is because it was just like the performance was all over the place. Like it was fine. It says here I played it like 11 hours. Like it was fine for me. But like I got to a certain point in the game where like the frame rate just kept dropping to like 30. Like it kept bouncing between 30 and 60 and stuff like that. And I've been trying to solve it.
I haven't optimized for 30.
It's just all over the place. Like it's very jarring. When you're just like you're riding your horse or whatever, and then all of a sudden it's like boom, like everything goes slower.
Oh yeah, also the animations for the camel are terrible.
Like the camel itself, or
really
getting
really tiny gallop. That's just like I can't even explain it in an audio medium. It looks like his legs are way too close together, and it's like the choppy like clumping together thing, and it's just it looks really it looks sped up. It's weird.
You said your favorite weapon's the bow, right? Like what's your bow? What's your go-to bow?
I've got two. So like I've alternated between the hunter and the predator as the main one because they're the zoom ins, and then I like the I can't remember what it's called, but the one that like doesn't like zoom in, but it's like kind of like fast shoots.
Yeah, you just shoot real fast.
Yeah, like the light bow, whatever it is. Because I tried the one that did 3 shots at once. I was like, oh, this will be cool. It has high damage output. That thing sucks. It literally uses 3 arrows at once, and only one of them ever hits anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Some of the loot stuff it's weird. It's basically Destiny. Like
yeah, it kind of is.
I'm basically.
But I like the upgrade mechanics to it. Like if there's something you really like, you can just keep upgrading that one thing at the shop instead of having to constantly switch it out.
Like Destiny.
Yeah, but you're just paying for the upgrades instead.
Yeah, you have to pay for fusing weapons into weapons, but that's
yeah. But you have to get one and then like dismantle it into the other one.
Yeah.
This is a more traditional, just like go to the shop and have it upgraded.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think I might be like running out of money because I kept trying to upgrade stuff, and I was just like, I'm trying to wrap my head around the weapons and like what's optimal for upgrading. So I've
been using the sickle sword and the dual blades.
Yeah.
Back and forth, because again, speed and then power kind of was what I'm trying to focus on.
I think I don't know what I think it's because of Ubisoft points. So like I bought a bunch of stuff that's like super rare and exotic. So I've just been sticking with that kind of stuff, but I don't like it at all. Even though it has buffs on it that I should probably be using. So
yeah. There's some stuff I don't even care. Like I haven't used the adrenaline mode once.
No.
So like the weapons that have like the adrenaline boost, I'm like, I don't care.
It gets there's like a skill. It's kind of like Batman where you kill someone and then you use his weapon to throw it at another guy and kill him instantly. So there's like real cool stuff like that when you use the adrenaline mode. But I forget about it all the time.
Yeah. I've been trying to focus on the ones that are like, you can push someone off a ledge, or like whenever you assassinate someone, you can quickly like go around and assassinate someone else, like the dual assassination technique in past games. More of those type of like trick attacks rather than just like brute strength type ones.
I hate that auto looting is a skill you have to get and it's not
I
just
know.
a given. I'm like, I don't want to waste 2 skill points to get auto looting. I just want to have it.
Right, but also you can get to like level 90 or something in that game. So I mean, you're gonna get every skill by the end. There's not that many.
Yeah.
Like I like that the final skill in each tree is just like raise your attack power by 1% for that weapon type, and you can just keep putting points into it.
Yeah.
It's just like they know you're gonna eventually get all the skills, and then just keep like just chugging them into that one thing that makes you stronger.
It's prestige mode.
Basically. Yeah, that's a really good game. I'm super impressed.
Yeah.
And I actually like the Egyptian stuff. I didn't think I would.
Yeah, I should play more of that. I was enjoying that. Yeah, let's see. Well, hopefully it runs well.
But this weekend, I'm going to be jumping into Funk Unplugged, and I'm super excited because that comes out on Tuesday, the 22nd. And they, I mean, not to brag, but they are my friends. So they said they were going to send me a code for review. Well, they said I don't have to do anything with it. They just want to thank me for supporting them. But I mean, I want to do a review of it anyway. Yeah. So I'm glad to be able to get it early and hopefully play through that this weekend and get something out next week. So look out for that. Probably by the time this episode goes live for the public.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Nice.
Lo.
What have I been playing this week? I haven't been playing too much. Been working a lot this week. A lot of Grubhub. A lot of food. It's hot. It's hot out there. That heat. It's not too bad though. I'm just blasting
it's getting hot here. I can't imagine what it is over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like it's weird temperatures here. So like early in the morning, it's like 6 degrees Celsius. So you're freezing, and then later in the day it's like super hot. So like
super hot.
So like I debate between shorts or not, and I'm like I'm sick. I'm trying to get over something. So like I don't want to. Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, we hit the triple digits a couple of times, but I mean, I'm in the car most of the time, so it's really not that bad. I'll just blast the AC, hop out, grab the food, hop back in the car, just keep going. Even in traffic, it's not that bad. I'm like, well, I'm not moving that much, so whatever. So, but yeah, just a lot of that, and I actually one nice thing about that is that I get paid every week, every Thursday. So I got paid today, so I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get a game, and then I opened up Steam, like, oh, Wonder Boy Dragon's Trap is on sale for $10. Sounds good. Yeah. So I picked it up. I jumped into it for a little bit, and at first I was like, oh, this is like a full-on like remake built from the ground up, and it's gonna be like this totally revamped experience, when it's really just like a reskin of the old the old game for Sega Master System. Which
isn't that another one where you can like switch back to the old graphics?
Yes, yeah, you can. I was playing with the controller because platforming and stuff like that. It's, I mean, it's kind of a given. So you can you hold the right trigger, and it'll just like change to the old graphics. And if you push the left trigger, it'll actually change to the old style music, which is extremely grating on my ears, so I switched it back. The new music's much better, but yeah, it's a really cool game. It's one of those games where you have to like really know your hitboxes and like just like your character, how far they could jump and stuff like that, because you have to be pretty precise with a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's a cool game. I remember playing a lot of it when I was a kid. Not this particular one specifically, because there were a couple of different versions of in the Wonder Boy series of games and stuff like that. But this is one I started but never finished. So now that it's prettier to look at, maybe it'll be easier to get through. This game is a little bit weird though. There's a lot of like secret doors and stuff, and like you'll go in one door thinking you're going one place and it'll just like teleport you to another part of the game entirely. So I don't know, it's weird, but still fun. Nice to look at too. Let's see, other than that, I don't know, I might have played Destiny a couple of times this week, just like before bed for like 20-30 minutes or so. But
are you working on that post game stuff, or are you just doing strikes?
Yeah, I'm just kind of doing a little bit of everything. I was like, oh, what milestones do I have to do? Oh, okay, cool, whatever. I also do some strikes. The strikes got boring really quick. I wish there were more of them. Like, I keep playing the same ones over and over again. I'm like,
I wish they weren't story related strikes. I wish they were like,
yeah, dude. I was really bummed out that the game like spoiled itself for me. That was really lame.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Like, I basically did like the last boss for
it's just lazy. That's all it is.
Yeah. Like, really?
This is gonna lift this chunk from the story mode and put it in this playlist.
If I were a more devoted Destiny fan, I would be outraged. But you know, instead, I'm just like mildly disappointed because, like you said, it's just lazy. Like, come on, you could have like done like anything else. Anything, like, I don't know, I feel like they should, I feel like the strikes are something they could have a lot more of, and I really wish they did, because it's like a cool concept. I don't know, are the because I'm only doing the what is it,
the regular strikes,
Vanguard ones. Are the Nightfall and the other ones any different, or is it like more
yeah,
the same stuff?
they've changed heroic strikes completely.
Oh really?
Well I mean like this, like it's still the same like map or whatever, but they've changed it up. Like they've added modifiers to it now. Like heroic strikes are actually probably harder than Nightfalls now.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Level they raised up the level for that to 350. Yeah, it's a lot harder now. Like you can't just like run through it like I was doing before. Just like through that stuff. You have to take your time. And they've changed up some of the stuff. Yeah. They changed up like some of the stuff in it. One of the missions requires, like, if you run through it normally, it requires only like, I'm just gonna say something. I don't, like, if you not play Destiny, you won't know what any of this is, but you have to throw a relic at a crystal one time for in the story mission. This time they made you do it 4 times. Like they're just like adding stuff to it, you know?
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Like other steps along the way. It's just more steps, but it's a lot harder now.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I'm at 330 something last time I checked. Like I would literally just like do like some strikes, do like some public events, get some engrams, get some stuff, infuse. And I'm like, oh, cool. But
that sounds so quaint to me. 335. It's like, oh, that was a lifetime ago.
It's like 335. That's a number I haven't heard in a long time.
Yeah, I think the max now is like 380 or
380.
Yeah, 380
okay.
or 385.
Cool.
Something like that.
Just gotta keep chasing that number, bro. It's cool though. It's fun.
Yeah, I've been in a Destiny hole for the last few weeks.
Yeah, you're always in a Destiny hole. What are you talking about?
Well, before the DLC came out, I wasn't playing as much Destiny, but now I'm back in it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
What I heard you guys talk about it before, and well, I did leave off, like I left low off with the part where I'm like, all right, you're done the story campaign, like you're probably good. There's a lot more after that. I just didn't think that you would be interested in playing it because you guys seem a little bit more casual. You know, like you enjoy the game, but you're not like you don't go into it hardcore.
Yeah.
I just don't have time when you guys have time.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
I'm free like after work all the time, and then but yeah, like I've been doing this stuff. There's these milestones that you get. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called tracked items or something. And they've added that to Destiny 2 now. So there's like missions that you have to do for certain guns, and then you get like blueprints. Right now I've been working on, I guess I'm working on strikes. But essentially it's just these items that you get in your inventory. You have to follow through like the quest line.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
like,
might have some of
yeah,
those,
you
actually.
probably actually have. I don't know if did you keep going with the story stuff after you were like after I told you you were done?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Because like Rasputin,
I do remember I was looking in my inventory and there was like a little like checklist for one of like my items or one of my equipment things. I was like, oh, what's this? Oh, I'll check it out later, whatever.
Yeah, because I think you're not actually done like the quote unquote story. Because there's these things around the Destiny 2 map or the Mars map called escalation protocols, and you can unlock those to do the horde mode stuff. So you need to complete the story mode to unlock that, and I don't think you've actually completed it yet. I think you need to go and get an engram from Rasputin. Have you done that yet?
Now
or
that
not?
you mentioned it, yeah. Now that you mentioned it, last time I looked at my log, it said there was something Anna Bray wanted me to investigate or something like that.
So
I don't
like
think I ever did.
you have to go do that. Get the engram from Rasputin, unlock that, and then you get a gun, and then you have to use the gun for different things.
Cool.
There's like what I'm liking about this DLC stuff compared to like I felt Mercury was just like they didn't really. There was not a whole lot to it, and the grind to it was just basically like just do this one public event over and over and over and over.
I mean, with Mercury, you like saw all of it within the first like 20 minutes.
Well, you guys didn't do the post story stuff, which was basically just run the same thing over and over and over. This has a little. This is like
it that same forest thing, like the infinite forest or whatever it is?
Some of it is. But for Mercury, it was like the public event. There's like one public event on Mercury that you just run over and over. In this, it's a little bit different. There's all these different things. Like there's these different keys that you can get to unlock chests on there. Each one of them is unique. They're hidden all over the map. There's like when Justin was talking about the ghosts from Destiny 1, there's more of that kind of stuff in it, where there's hidden collectibles all over the map. Like when I showed you the stuff that you shoot with the different elements.
Yeah.
There's all that
Those
stuff
things,
all over, And
Gotcha.
that actually adds to like I think it's Anna Bray's diary, so you can like read through her diary notes and like there's stuff like that, like codex entries and stuff.
Okay.
Which is
That's
what
cool.
I'm finding more like that's what I like about this Warmind
The
stuff.
lore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll check that out.
But
That sounds cool.
But last night I've been trying to do this thing where you're supposed to complete the heroic strikes, and apparently they have this mess up where if you go into a heroic strike playlist, it won't load up a heroic strike. Sometimes it'll just load up a regular strike.
What?
Yeah. And so like you run through it not knowing it's not a heroic strike, complete it, and then it doesn't count.
That's terrible.
It's awful.
What? That's so bad.
It's real bad.
That's up there with spoiling yourself, game. Like, come on.
Like you don't get credit for doing the thing that you're supposed to do. And so like I ran 4 strikes yesterday, and I only got like two of them counted towards my percentage of completion.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. They're aware of it. They're fixing it. You know, like live games stuff breaks. But yeah, it's fucking bad.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I haven't been playing as much as I wanted to. Like the first week I played a lot. This week I haven't been playing too much. I want to get back into that. I've been enjoying it.
Have you gotten any exotic emotes lately?
No, there's one available this week. That's the popcorn one, And so I'm
I
gonna
have that
see
one.
if, yeah, I know you have that one. I'm gonna see if I can buy it if I have enough bright dust. They've been giving out a lot more bright dust now with the prototype engrams, like the loot boxes.
Oh, cool.
So you could buy stuff that you actually want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a new exciting world for Destiny, for new stuff. I'm enjoying it.
Any predictions for the third DLC? Since we're on the
Uh,
subject.
I have no idea. It's called Destiny Comet apparently.
Do we learn what the black triangles are?
What was the black triangles?
At the end of the story mode, there was like these like black triangle. They were like not triangles. They were like these weird like polygon things floating out in space, and like it showed them for like a second at the end of the.
Oh, isn't that just the
like the main story?
Isn't that just the raid?
Is that what that is? I don't know.
Yeah.
They made it look all mysterious. It's like, oh, what are these? You don't know. It's over now. So
I thought that was the raid, like the thing that's out in space. The ship.
Oh, is that what that is? That might be what it is. I don't know. I'm a Destiny noob, man. I don't know this stuff.
Yeah, so I've been playing mostly Destiny. I booted back up my 3DS in a long
How'd that go?
time. I'm kind of just charging it at work because like I have no chargers, like no place to charge it in my home. So I just leave the charger at work and I charge it there. I just
You don't have plugins at home?
all of them are filled, man. All the holes are filled in the Reese family.
Yeah, they are.
All the holes are filled with this. Goodness gracious. Okay, move on.
So basically, the only thing I've been playing on that is Ace Attorney, the latest one. Going through that, I'm just going through the motions. I'm just like, I just gotta beat this thing because I bought it, and I'm on the bus. What am I gonna do on the bus? Tweet for 2 hours? That's not a good idea. No one should tweet for 2 hours.
How do you even do that?
Yeah.
You can. It's a big website. You can get lost.
I guess. I've been realizing that like I don't really like have that much to do on my phone. Because like I used to just like spend my breaks and lunches and stuff just like scrolling the internet, like the same stuff that I just looked at. Like, oh, I'm back to where I just saw. Refresh.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to actually like walk on my breaks and stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, I did briefly consider like taking my Switch to my desk, but that would just be an enabler.
It just feels awkward being like the only person at work with a gaming thing, and it's like I'm gaming, guys, while I'm at work.
But you also can't talk to your coworkers because they don't know English. So.
Oh.
That's not true.
I know.
Now who's the racist one?
I was joking.
I can't joke. I'll cough.
It's not my phone.
I bought a bunch of games that I didn't get to play. Can I talk about that?
What'd you buy? What you buying?
I bought Nosferatu: The Wrath of Malachi.
What?
You shoot Dracula with a gun. That's all I know about that game. It was like $1 and I had some Steam credit. I was like, fuck it, I'll get this thing. I bought BattleTech. Haven't booted that up yet. My cousin's been playing that. He's got like 90 hours in it.
BattleTech, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Pillars of
one of
Eternity
them
2.
their strategy games, isn't it?
Yeah. I played a little bit of Elder Scrolls Online since that Morrowind DLC was on sale. Playing some of that. I'm gonna try and actually play through it because it's like fully voice acted and it gets me off my Destiny kick. So yeah.
Does it though? Does it really?
Apparently not.
Yeah, I got some games in the mail that I need to play through for the site. some codes.
Nice.
I like taunted Low today with a code. I was like, I got this code. It's for this game. Oh wait, it's PS4 only. Sorry.
Right when you said it was sad because right when you said that, I just finished watching the trailer and I was about to be like, yeah, I'm all for it. Yes. And then you're like, no.
Wait.
No.
What PS4 game?
It's like Owen Sight something.
That's not a word.
It's Owen something.
Hold on. It's called Omen Sight. That's what it's called.
That's not Owen. Omen Sight. That makes
Sight.
more sense.
It's close enough.
I don't think Owen would think so.
Owen's dead.
Who's Owen?
Wow.
Owen Hart? No, not okay.
I was going Owen Wilson, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. I mean, Owen Hart is actually dead. So.
Oh, okay.
This is a mess.
Yeah.
My drink's too strong to keep up with this stuff.
All right. Justin, tell the people on the internet where to find you.
Is it hot in here for anyone else? I'm at Zero Score on the internet,
I think you need to
Twitter, YouTube. What?
You've been drinking too much.
I mean, I got a little bit left.
Oh wow, that was fun. When we started.
It was. You're not wrong.
Good job.
I've had a lot of caffeine today. I gotta mellow it down.
Yeah. No,
They put in a new coffee machine at work, and it's been free the last 2 days, which are also my first 2 days of employment. So I've been milking that machine.
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely, you have to.
I know.
Put some udders on that baby.
Yeah, it's gonna suck when it's not free anymore. They know what they're doing. They're drug dealers on the side.
Yeah.
Anyway, Zero Score on the places I already mentioned. I've got more Marvel Month stuff coming, but go check out my list video from last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't remember. It coincides with Deadpool 2, kind of, not really, which will be out when this goes live. So enjoy. And of course, also Final Fantasy IX, as always. But check later in the month for more Marvel Month stuff, especially if you enjoy my wife being weird, which I know you do, Thomas. So.
Hello.
You guys can find me on Twitter at Nero the Hero. That's N3R0 THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Nero the Hero with letters. And you can find me here every week for the most part with the Charge Shot Boys, talking about the games we've been doing, the stuff that's going on in our lives, blah, blah. You know the rest.
And you can follow me, your host Thomas, on Twitter at CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can also check us out here at charshot.com. Me and Ben, we did a watch along for Akira. We talked about how that movie was a little bit disappointing for me, but it's ultimately a fun movie to watch and talk about, especially since that movie is basically like an allegory for the atomic bomb and like how Japan was at the time. We got to talk about that a little bit. It's pretty cool. You get to hear Drunk Thomas's thoughts about Japan during World War II and after. Me and Justin are thinking about doing Galaxy Quest next week.
Not next week. Next week's Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay. Well, sometime down the line.
I guess it'd be next week. Whatever. Time is weird.
Sometime down the line, we'll do Galaxy Quest, get drunk, and
because it's when Ben will be gone for Combat Breaker.
Yeah, and we'll do our best Tim Allen impressions.
That's all I got. Isn't Tim Allen like kind of awful now, like with that Last Man Standing show and stuff?
Yeah, I liked him during the Home Improvement years, but that's about it. That's all I could do.
I liked him during Galaxy Quest and Santa Claus. That's about it.
Yeah.
But I watched Galaxy Quest for Sam Rockwell because that is great Sam Rockwell. I freaking love that guy.
Yeah, I joked about getting the VHS out, but I think I'll actually have to buy the Blu-ray or something for that.
I think I have it on DVD, but I'm also pretty sure it's on Amazon Instant.
maybe for Americans.
At least the last time I watched it was.
Maybe for Americans and your American Amazon bullshit.
True. Well, Canada has a different Netflix, and you get a lot of the stuff that we get elsewhere on Netflix. So maybe check that.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure this show's been over for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know. Until then, guys, enjoy your games. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Yes, just let it all out.
I've made a appointment with my doctor. She's only she's free. The date I got was like September. She's booked until then.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
hope you don't have anything serious.
Well, no, it's for physical. Like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not like a serious thing. I have to go get
Yeah, my new insurance is actually pretty good, so I need to like go through and actually have like a yearly checkup and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's all like preventative maintenance. It's 100% covered. Like I just have to go do it.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
But I haven't ever had one, so it's probably time.
Yeah. I definitely recommend go doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Video Game News and News Show, hosted by your host Thomas and Justin.
Hi. Why are you weird?
Hello. Hello.
So this week I was playing this game and oh crap, wrong show again. Damn it.
You do these things out of order and it just doesn't work. I mean, we love it, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's all good.
Only Patreon subscribers understand.
Yeah. Let me just bring up the news. Apparently I closed the tab for some reason. With all the
Very
news in it.
original of you.
First news story of the day. I'll start it off with Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So everyone here loves Call of Duty, right? Justin, Low?
Yeah, dude, bro. I love Call of Duty, dude, bro. What do you mean, dude, bro? Dude, bro. Dude.
I love my Call of Duty games and a pack of Bud Light, just going to town on some 12-year-olds.
Dude,
You went with
360 no scope.
you didn't even do the Mountain Dew
Bro, dude.
joke. Okay.
I did the Bud Light.
I associate
in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Is it almost Molson?
Just give me a Canadian any day. But no, Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has been announced for October 12th for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. It'll be launching on Battle.net. It's already there. You can pre-order. They put up basically 4 different trailers. It's going to have your classic zombie mode, your classic online shooter, and this new mode for which is essentially just battlegrounds. No single player campaign.
No traditional single-player campaign.
Well, they've announced the modes that are there. They're probably not going to have anything else other than that.
Well, they've said I assume it's in this article. I read some other stuff too, but they said that there's going to be like some like basically challenge modes that put you into scenarios with like well-known characters from the Black Ops series, and these scenarios take place between Black Ops 2 and 3, and they can be played multiplayer or single player, and have kind of like a through line for them.
Okay.
But they are technically on multiplayer modes. They just can be played single player.
Yeah.
And they're more narrative focused.
Yeah, so our fears were founded with no single player. Or at least mine anyways.
And the zombie mode can be played single player too.
Yeah, that's neat. I think that's maybe the first time they've done that. I'm not sure. This is not going to have the weird jump jets that were in Black Ops 3 and were absolutely awful. I don't know anyone that no one I've ever talked to has actually enjoyed the jump jet stuff in Black Ops 3. Advanced Warfare was fine, but for Blops 3 it wasn't. It's just way too fast. The multiplayer trailer that they showed, it actually looks pretty neat. Like all the different gadgets and stuff you could use. The guns look pretty damn good. I've been talking to a friend of mine to see like if he's interested in getting it, and he's unsure. My buddy Chris, you guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm interested in seeing what their foray into the battle royale mode stuff is, though.
Yeah,
Blackout.
that's gonna be interesting.
Didn't give much information about it. Just that it's like
Yeah.
1,500 times bigger than a normal Call of Duty map, and that there's like aerial, ground, and aquatic vehicles and fan favorite weapons, and like it really does sound like just Call of Duty Battle Royale. Like,
Yeah.
nothing special.
Yeah.
Twitch shooter battle royale.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be fun though. They also have health bars in the multiplayer, and they're ditching the regenerative health, or at least it won't be
Weird.
automatic anyways. Health bars are in. Regeneration health is out.
Yeah, it's kind of a flip. Because for a while, everything was regenerative health bars.
Yeah. Their online mode is going to be a little bit more Overwatch-like, where they're going to have different heroes. It's basically a hero shooter, which is kind of what Black Ops 3 was like. It had the same kind of thing with the heroes. They talked to Blizzard, working with Treyarch to get Black Ops 4 on Battle.net for PC. So maybe they were getting some influence from the Overwatch team. Get that working.
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little. But yeah, there you go. There's your Call of Duty.
What's interesting here is there's no Switch announcement, but I thought they had confirmed that the next Call of Duty game was coming to Switch.
Did they?
So I wonder if it's going to be like its own version. That's like a Black Ops : something exclusively on
Maybe.
Switch. I'm pretty sure they said the next Call of Duty game is going to be on Switch. I don't know for sure.
I
but-
don't remember that. Yeah. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me that they did be back out of Switch, because the last time they did it, it wasn't that successful. So who knows? Like, the Switch is super insanely popular. You would be dumb not to be on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
They sold fairly well on the Wii, and that was the last popular Nintendo console.
Did it sell well on the Wii?
I mean, for what they were, like, they were watered down versions, but like,
Oh wait! I thought you meant Wii U. My bad.
yeah. As I was saying, the last popular Nintendo console.
Yeah.
Because that was the last time I bought a Call of Duty game. Because I wanted to see like the motion controls. I thought that would help in a first-person shooter.
Oof.
It
Yeah.
didn't.
No.
Ooh.
It wasn't a bad port.
That's good.
What was the one on the Wii? Because I don't even remember.
World at War. I think there was another one after it, but I played World at War.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Speaking of your shooters,
Wow.
the competitive
You're not trying
shooters.
tonight, huh?
Speaking of your competitive shooters, we have Battlefield rather. They're teasing their announcement for Battlefield V.
5.
It's V.
It's 5.
It's Metal Gear Solid V. It's not Metal Gear Solid 5.
Well,
But it's
that's
Battlefield
Metal Gear.
5.
This is Battlefield.
Yeah, not a whole lot of news here other than just like their announcement for they're teasing their announcement for it. Happening Wednesday, May 23rd, next week. Catch it streaming live on Battlefield YouTube. V exciting. See, it's V.
Although it's probably a Vietnam set Battlefield game, right? Like that would be the assumption.
If they're going with the V, maybe, yeah.
Very possible.
Call it Battlefield Vietnam. Just like forget about the other Battlefield Vietnam. This is the
Well, I mean, just like Battlefield 1 was World War One based, so Battlefield V or 5 would be Vietnam based. It makes sense.
yeah. Like,
But also it'll have a battle royale mode, which, cool, I guess.
Everyone needs that battle royale mode, man. We knew it was coming. Like, we had months to prepare for this. We had a whole year to prepare.
These yearly releases, they already feel dated. It's like, oh, we're doing it too. So
nobody cares. Well, I'm sure a lot of people do care, actually.
I saw the fake.
Many people care.
I saw the fake president account tweet out about Fortnite, and I thought it was the real one for a second. I was like, holy shit, President Trump is talking about Fortnite.
He wastes a lot of his time in office, but he doesn't waste it with that yet. Maybe if they put some Mexicans in the game, then he'll start playing it.
Oh my god.
99 Mexicans and one Trump land on an island, and he has to build a wall to keep them out.
Yeah. I was thinking of making a wall joke because you could build shit in there. Yeah. Yeah, I look forward to more Battlefield news in the coming week. Fuck, I don't have a segue for this one. Speaking of a sinking game mode, Skull and Bones, Ubisoft's pirate game, is delayed into 2019-2020.
Yar.
Yeah. I don't know anyone that cares about this game.
I forgot about it already.
Yeah. Maybe Ubisoft will just kill it off and just be like, nope, we're not doing that anymore. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. People Can Fly opening a new studio for Square Enix shooter. So remember People Can Fly? What are People Can Fly? They did the oh god, that Bulletstorm game.
Bulletstorm, yeah.
You ever play Bulletstorm? No,
I never did.
No.
Is it any good?
It was pretty good. It was like a really good shooter. It was like very arcadey. Like there was a lot of like numbers coming off and stuff, and it was all about like doing combos with your leash. I would recommend checking that out. I think they re-released that with like Duke Nukem in it, and that's like not.
Yeah.
Don't
full
don't
clip
get,
edition.
Yeah, don't get the Duke Nukem. But
full clip edition.
It was also like it was written like really over the top.
Yeah.
And like some of the dialogue might not be that great, but like as a young kid, like a college kid, I was like super into it.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is Gears of War Judgment?
You've never? That's the Baird game.
Between
that's the Baird game.
3 and 4, right?
Like Baird was like on trial for something, and you play through like his story.
I heard
going
it wasn't
through
good.
Baird's kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was one thing to have him like have him like as a side character, but to have him be like the main character in the game, so I don't know.
Oh, I vaguely remember a spin. It was like around the time of God of War Ascension, because it's like we had God of War 3 and then Ascension, and then we had like Gears of War 3, and then I guess this is Judgment.
Yeah.
I don't remember it actually like being really a thing.
Yeah,
I guess that's what People Can Fly worked on last.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're expecting the developer is expanding into the United Kingdom in hopes of picking up talent in the area that isn't keen on moving all the way to Poland to work on a new game. The new studio brings the developer count for Painkiller developer up to 150, presumably most, if not all, working on previously announced Square Enix title. So maybe that's one of the Square games that they're going to announce at E3.
Probably. They're going to have a big thing, so they got to do something.
Yeah. Speaking of Gears of War, thank you, Justin, for talking about Gears of War. Cliffy B.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's his thing.
Yep. So Cliff Blazinski announced on Twitter today that Boss Key Productions is effectively no more. 4 years ago, I set out. He put a whole statement onto his Twitter. 4 years ago, I set out to make a world-class video game studio, hire some of the best talent in the video game industry, work tirelessly to produce quality products, and while we had our ups and downs, I like to think we had fun doing it. Lawbreakers was a great game that unfortunately failed to gain traction, and the last ditch attempt we scrambled to do our take on the huge battle royale genre with Radical Heights, which is well received, but however it was too little too late. As for myself, I'm going to take some time off and reflect. I need to focus on myself and my family, as well as my Aussie Teddy, who is slowly fading from us. I guess that's his dog. I think it's his dog.
I assume Aussie means Australian Shepherd, maybe? That's just a wild guess. I don't know.
Video games will forever be a part of who I am and hope to make something new again someday. However, I need to withdraw and take this time. To those of you who have supported myself in the studio for the last few years, thank you from the bottom of my heart and everyone who came to work for me. Please note that service for the Radical Heights will remain up for the near future. Thanks again, Cliff. So yeah, there was a story going around saying that like people weren't informed and that they found out via this tweet, but it was just one person that tweeted that. They couldn't like find anyone else, and
yeah,
he said he called a meeting with everyone before going to Twitter and all that. So it could have been something that got blown out of proportion. I don't know.
Maybe he wasn't there that day. Which that
yeah.
still wouldn't be much notice. But.
Yeah. But he did do like the good thing and like calling the meeting, and not just being like, "Yep, sorry guys, we're done." It's like, what?
Don't come back tomorrow.
I mean, as sad as it is, like when industry veterans like leave the business, I'm pretty sure everyone saw this coming.
Yeah.
But also, I'm really upset that I haven't seen a single article about this thing that said, none of them said, Boss Key is locking its doors.
Oh. This is
and that's just a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
That's a yeah.
Yeah. So, I only got to play one round of Radical Heights. I thought it was like something that could have been something cool, but again, like you said, too little, too late.
Yeah.
It's kind of scummy that they're still like. I think I haven't loaded it up, but I am assuming that they're probably still taking money for like cosmetic stuff. But yeah, like that kind of stuff is kind of crappy. But yeah, I think Cliff needs to retire and take some time off. He seems really stressed out. Like I tell you guys not every week, but like the last couple of weeks, anyways, that his Twitter has been like insane. It's been crazy.
Yeah, like almost to a weird, unsettling level.
Yeah, and I love the guy. Like he seems like a really cool good dude, and he's made some really good games. But he just needs to take a break for his mental health.
Yeah, definitely.
And it sucks that in the comments of this statement, there's so many people just like say so many people on the internet are just awful.
Yeah.
And they're like just bashing him for making a bad game. It's like, well, if you didn't make bad games, then you wouldn't fail. It's like, you try it.
Yeah.
He made good games at some point too. I mean, it's not like.
And Lawbreakers, we didn't get to play the finished product, but like the pre stuff that we played was really good.
Yeah, it was a solidly made game. It just was a misrepresented business model.
Yeah, it was just the market wasn't there. Yeah.
I think it would have done better if it had released as a free to play, especially with all like the
like it was promised.
Final release. What's that?
Like it was promised.
Yeah, exactly. Because it ended up with all the loot boxes and all that stuff in the full release, if I remember correct. And so it's like you might as well. It's also just, I don't know. It's kind of almost the thing to do nowadays, especially with certain game types and stuff like that. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe Cliffy B will pop up in a game jam, maybe in like 6 to 8 months or whatever. And, maybe he'll work on some cool project or whatever. But, for the time being, I think it's kind of like we've all been saying, like, it's good to take a break for your mental, just step back from the industry. It's, I don't know. It's kind of in a weird place right now anyways. It's kind of has been, so.
One of the most interesting things that came out of this was that he had a project he was just like going in and out of, like a side project that he's been working on, pitching around to everyone, called Dragonflies. Here's this pitch for it. It's basically you were a ninja samurai in airships riding dragons fighting zombies with friends in a PvE feudal punk setting on floating islands. The airships equals your aircraft carriers and the dragons equal your planes. He got some concept art of it.
Mhm.
Let's see, what else did he say about this? Used melee and guns. You could outfit your beast for combat. Basically do for dragon riding what Halo did for vehicles. Posted some player characters. Yeah, you find dragon eggs, hatch them, and raise them, which is like a kind of cool like Pokemon thing. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he had this thing in mind. He was pitching it for a $40 million budget, which is pretty. That's a pretty big budget. Apparently, he shipped it like he was pitching it to like Microsoft, Sony, EA, 2K, Activision, Warner Brothers. They said it was like basically the thing that he received back was like it was either too similar to other games or it was like too ambitious or something like that. Yeah, it seemed kind of neat, but like yeah, it's like a huge budget game, and Dragon games don't tend to do very well.
Super cute dragons though.
Yeah, like the concept art is pretty.
You could like raise them from babies.
Yeah. I would have loved to have seen this game. I would have loved to have seen it.
Me too.
Definitely.
Yeah, see what it would have been.
This is the kind of unique thing we need, but also never get because people don't make unique things because they can't sell.
Yeah.
What did Justin call it? I think he called it steampunk scalebound.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been so cool.
Yeah.
Oh well. R.I.P. Boss Key.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't have.
Can I do this next one?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know what you were planning. But speaking of things that are never coming out.
Oh, I was waiting for that stuff at the end, but go ahead.
The Final Fantasy VII remake is still never coming out. Oh, sorry, that's not what the article says. The Final Fantasy VII remake will allegedly be released by 2023.
Allegedly.
That sounds about right for a Square Enix game.
I guess.
Allegedly.
Their games never come out, but also are always trying to come out.
Yeah, they never stop coming out once they come out.
Yeah. They're stuck in
Final
this
Fantasy
weird...
15. It's the real version this time, we promise.
Yeah.
This is the last expansion, I swear. Believe me, please.
Right.
Oh, apparently this was like made up. According to a live stream user who posted the transcript, the lengthy timeline jab was made in jest. So there's no like official comment.
I know. I wanted to put this in here to remind everyone that Final Fantasy VII is never coming.
It's coming.
And that it's not going to be at E3, apparently. I think that was announced, actually. I don't remember for sure. But I want to say they said something about, like, it won't be ready anytime soon. And don't expect anything at E3 this year.
Call it Final Fantasy Not Yet.
Yeah, speaking of games being released in the late 2020s, Stalker 2 just got an announcement
Late
for
2020.
well, you know, like later on. It's being aimed for 2021. You guys ever play the Stalker games? Or is that just
I played a little bit of the first one, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Shadow of Chernobyl?
I died a lot.
Yeah, you die a lot in those games. It's like a survival, like, Fallout game.
There's a lot of variation, though. I feel like I never really died the same way twice.
Yeah, I thought the Stalker games were kind of neat, but it's very like European, like hardcore kind of thing.
The first one's really kind of dated too now.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it's shows its age, as it were.
I got the Stalker Call of Pripyat was like one of the first games I received for review purposes, which is kind of neat.
Nice.
They gave me a box copy for the PC.
Oh, box copies, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back when they were sending out box copies.
Do they still come like that? Do
Yeah,
games come like that for PC?
Back in the day. I want to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
Yeah, there's still small PCs. Not like the Sims games and stuff are always in boxes at Walmart.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of thought so.
I have a friend that bought Overwatch with the CD or DVD.
Oh yeah, I've seen
Okay. I just can't remember the last time I saw saw one. That's why I asked.
I got Diablo 3 as a disc. I think that was the last PC disc I owned. I got.
Nice.
Oh boy,
Nice.
what is the last thing I got? Oh, I remember
Mine
what
was
it is.
Diablo
It was I actually bought this maybe 10 years ago. It was like Wheelman. I don't know why.
Wheelman.
Yeah, I was just like,
Oh, wow.
hey, Vin Diesel's in this. What the fuck? Why not? Let me play this. Oh, this is a piece of shit. I shouldn't have bought this.
You just basically summed up Vin Diesel's filmography.
His films are good. I would say that. I would say his films are good.
Pitch Black is good.
Pitch Black is good.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Chronicles of Riddick. I'm not afraid to
The
say
game's
it.
better.
That movie was ridiculous.
Ha 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 ha.
Enunciation.
Yeah, the reason why this game was in development for so long is because it was caught in like a legal rights war.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to figure out who had the rights to actually make the game and not like TV rights and like book rights and all this other stuff. Like it was
Oh, right,
caught in the
right.
air. Yeah, so that's finally, I guess that's finally settled. Another game we weren't expecting to see in forever, Rage 2. You guys talked a little bit about that, but they finally released the trailer and all that. What did you guys think of the trailer?
I mean, it's Rage.
Yeah.
Like I thought what they do is pull, like, I can't think of a specific series, but pull like they've done in the past, where like they use the name just like as a reference point for some new IP that they want to make, and there's like very little similarity. But I mean, that's Rage. Like, it's very similar to the first Rage, just fancier and a little more complex. But it also looked a little generic. Like, you can tell that's made by the guys that made Mad Max. It seems like that same engine, honestly, except first person. But
yeah,
it's Mad Max meets Doom, which is fitting because it's id and Avalanche.
Yeah, it's being developed by Avalanche, guys who made the Mad Max game and Just Cause. Apparently, there's a Just Cause 4 coming out or something. So apparently, there's 2 different teams making it. I thought the gameplay trailer looked pretty cool. Like, I liked all the guns, and it looked way more colorful. Like, there's actual forests and stuff in this that are being shown.
I mean, I think I nailed it with the Borderlands 2 comparison last week.
Oh yeah, you totally did.
But it also still just kind of looks generic. Like, it's more colorful, but it doesn't look terribly pretty for a next gen or a current gen game.
I don't know. It looks pretty good.
And there's nothing special about the gameplay. Like, there's some cool abilities and stuff in there, but it feels like it's going to play like any other post-apocalyptic game.
Right.
This looks like a pretty good shooter. They actually have like guns on the cars and stuff now, which is neat. That looks like it could be cool.
Yeah, the vehicle combat was always the best part of the first one, I thought.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're using the id Tech engine still, the latest iteration of it.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But also, like, there was I think it was in the Kind of Funny Games Daily episode that I was listening to recently. They were talking about how, like, it's really hard to, like, nail both, like, on foot gun combat and vehicle combat on the same maps. Because you either have to have something that's, like, way too big, and then, like, the people that are on foot, like, are just wandering endlessly and then getting run over by a car that can go way faster. Or it's like tiny, awkward maps where, like, there's no real point using a vehicle because, you're not going to be able to drive very far. It kind of reminds me of, like, the old Halo games where it's like you had a few maps where it actually made sense to use a vehicle, but other times it's just like they helped, like, you were unstoppable if you got into a Banshee or whatever and, just flew around, like, side to side because you could kill anyone before they could even see you. And it felt broken. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to balance that element of it, because, like I said, vehicle combat was such a big part of the first one. But yeah, I don't know. It looks good. Like, I don't know if the actual game will be, like, the open world aspect of the game will be playable multiplayer, but there definitely is a multiplayer element to it, even if it's just, like, online, deathmatch type stuff. So I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
I like that the Glade is back. I think it's called the Glade, the Glaive, the Glaive.
The glaive. The glaive.
I'm just excited that like throwable weapons, like throwing blades, is like back, because that's been gone in games for a while, and I like that that's back. Also, the tomahawk in Black Ops 4 is back. That's
That
cool.
was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I like throwing knives and stuff. It's sweet.
Yeah. And like I said, some of the augments, like the idea that like you can like get superpowers basically is really over the top and interesting in like a Saints Row type way. And I think that'll be fun to play around with. But they didn't show much of it, so it kind of just felt gimmicky.
Yeah.
More announcements. Ubisoft has an unannounced franchise title in
So not an announcement.
the unannounced announcement.
It's breaking even.
The announcement of announcing.
They're announcing an unannounced thing.
Yeah, this was in their earnings report. Just they have something that they're ready to show.
What do we think it is?
Ubisoft, huh?
'Cause they already said they're not going to do yearly Assassin's Creed anymore. We just got Far Cry 5.
Mario and Rabbids 2.
Already, huh?
Definitely. It's probably not a Watch Dogs 3 yet.
Yeah.
So possibly a classic like Prince of Persia or Splinter Cell.
Prince of Persia could be cool.
Oh, Splinter
I
Cell.
mean, if they're not going to do a new
Cell is
Assassin's
definitely
Creed,
coming.
they could do a Prince of Persia with that same engine.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, that could be neat.
Yeah.
You're onto something there.
Splinter Cell is definitely coming. I think they announced that it was like a reboot of the franchise or something. Like it's not like a continuation.
That's smart at this point.
Yeah.
It's just Sam Fisher now. It's just him. He's the only one left. Did you guys see that? I forget where that was from, but it was like some cutscene from a Splinter Cell game, and then it was like a blatant reference being made to like the Solid Snake. And I was like, oh yeah, he's not in the field anymore. And then Sam's like, oh, so it's just me. But I just thought that was kind of cool. But
Okay.
Speaking of things that are kind of cool, Microsoft's new controller is here for us people that have special needs for accessibility.
And you can connect a Wii Remote Nunchuck to it.
Yeah, it's
Can you?
weird.
Yeah, there's a ton of different things you can connect to this thing.
Huh.
It's like a universal peripheral type situation.
That's cool.
I only have the article for the leak stuff here, but it says, well, basically you could look at the image. It says,
I put the official release one in there.
controller includes 2 oversized A/B pads, a D-pad, usual Xbox for navigation controls. This is going to be unveiled at E3 next month. No, it's not. It's being unveiled now. But I guess like it'll be at E3, so people can get their hands on it.
The full show, yeah, like showing off exactly what it can do. Because this is really more just like, this is a thing, it works with these different things, it's for this reason. But we really don't know what all it can do.
I kind of want to see them like demo it at their
Yeah,
stage.
me too.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool.
I want to see, like, I don't want them to exploit disabled people, but I want to see them bring some different special needs people out there and show how it actually works in practice. Because if they just have some guy come out and like, yeah, if you only have one hand, like he puts a hand behind his back and use like, that's really dumb.
Yeah.
Like get some actual people out there that need it.
Yeah.
And like show them like they maybe they've never even seen it. Like show them using it for the first time, like playing games they couldn't play before. That would be a really powerful moment for their conference.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But the one thing, like, I need to preface that this is an amazing thing, and I'm really glad they're doing it. Like, this kind of stuff is not common enough, and it needs to be. Actually, like when I worked for Samsung, there was an HP rep that was also in the store that I worked for, and he like I don't remember exactly what it was. He had a bunch of surgeries and stuff as a kid, and basically like he had one like pretty good hand and one that had like 3 fingers on it. He had like his thumb and then I think like index finger and pinky or something like that.
Oh yeah.
And he was a huge gamer, and we talk about games and stuff. He's like, yeah, I can't play this one because I can't get the buttons mapped in a way that I can play it. Like I can, like he played Destiny all the time because he had a way of like being able to hit certain buttons in a way that like he could make it work.
Nice.
And he was actually like competitive level on some games. It was really cool.
Really?
I admired him a lot. And so like I think about something like this, and it's like this will work for anyone. Like if you want to be able to use it, you can. And he talked about like different weird ways he would make a controller work. Like this just works. They showed one example of like using the actual like Xbox One controller in one hand for like the D-pad or the left analog and like the triggers, and then like kind of alternating your hand on like the 2 big buttons. As like I think they actually do have some like context sensitivity on them, so you can use them for like aiming and stuff. And then also like giant A and B and stuff, kind of like the Steam controllers. And so it gives you kind of full range of motion that way. But the one thing that bothers me about this is it's friggin' $100 for the controller.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
And I get that this is nice technology, but they're making some profit on this thing.
Yeah.
And that idea just bothers me. Because I would rather it be too expensive than not exist at all. But it just kind of seems sleazy to profit off the disabled, doesn't it?
Why not make it the same price as a regular controller?
Right. Or my idea that I pitched in the Discord was like sell it just above cost, or like sell it for a profit. That idea, not this much, I don't think, because disabled people have a lot of things to pay for, and usually they can't work traditionally, and disability payments aren't as much as you might think they are. So it can be tough to live like that, but make it to the point where like they can afford it, and then any profits you get from this thing, donate to like research places to make more things like this for them.
There you go.
Then you've got good PR, you've got tax credits if you want that idea, and you have a controller that's put out there and people will buy because it's affordable.
Yeah. It
fixes all of the problems out there. And it makes them look good, whereas this, I feel like, there's no way this controller costs $100 to make. So they're profiting on it. Like, that's a fact. And it just looks sleazy. As they're saying, like, oh, look at this thing that we're putting out there for people.
Yeah.
It's just a bummer.
Yeah. On the plus side, they are giving away some of these controllers just to people. I retweeted someone that was... that works for Microsoft PR and was like, DM me if you need this or if you know someone that needs this. We're giving some away. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's still they're profiting off everyone else.
Yeah, I wonder why controllers cost so much. Because like there's like what $60 there, they're like $80 here.
Accessories are always the biggest profit point for any company.
Yeah.
The hardware.
Look at like HDMI cables. Those things are prohibitively expensive.
Yeah.
And like dongles for all the Apple products and yeah. It's ridiculous.
That Pro controller is $100. It's insane.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. And I bought that because I'm an idiot, but I didn't want to keep.
Yeah, I've been waiting on a Switch Pro controller because those things are still $70.
Yeah, I bought mine for $100.
Jeez.
I just didn't want to have to deal with the hassle of sliding it off all the time, and sliding.
That's why I want one eventually. But like I'm waiting for like a sale on them, like around the holidays or something. I'll probably pick one up. It feels big. Like compared to like the Xbox and PlayStation controller, it just feels big. I don't know. I don't like it enough to pay $70 for it.
Yeah. Jeff Rubenstein, the influencer relationships at Microsoft. Really moved by the reactions to the Xbox Adaptive Controller announcement. If you're a content creator who thinks this controller can improve your gaming experience or know anyone that could benefit, please let me know. DMs are open. So it's like influencers and people that could benefit from it.
Nice.
Because of course you need to give that to influencers because that's just the world we're in.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. People that will help them sell the thing to other people,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Which again kind of sounds sleazy.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Because the influencers aren't the ones that need it the most anyway. They're able enough to get by.
I'm
Clearly.
assuming it's like able influencers, you know, not just regular people.
No, I know, but like
Yeah.
able gamers, for example, like
Yeah.
again, great organization, but like that's people that have managed already.
Uh-huh.
There's some people that like can't get into gaming because of they just don't have the peripherals available to them,
Mm-hmm.
and they would have to probably pay full price for something like this.
Yeah.
They're the ones that would really need it.
The only other thing I wanted to say about this was that it's been developed with the assistance associations around the world, including Able Gamers, Special Effect, Cerebral Palsy Foundation, Craig Hospital, and Warfighter Engaged. And the other thing I wanted to say was that I think I saw somewhere that they said they were open to having other like platforms have this controller as well.
That's good.
Like it doesn't need to have, like they said, that it doesn't need to have the Xbox logo on it or anything. Like they just want to be able to help, like have everyone use the same controller.
Very cool.
Yeah, so much about this thing is so great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just $100, man. That's a bit much.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of overpriced peripherals,
what's your story here?
NES Classic
Oh yeah,
back on shelves.
I wasn't gonna say anything about it because I was like, that's not really newsy.
It's
But
worth
yeah,
noting.
it's coming back. It's being sold on what is it, like June 29th?
June 29th.
How did I remember that? It was just like
You really want one, I guess. Like, honestly, I kind of want one of these. Like, my brother has the SNES Classic. I got it for him for Christmas.
Yeah.
But I kind of want one of these just because like there's such a rabid modding fan base for it,
Yeah.
and you can literally get like the entire NES and SNES. Well, at least NES. I don't know if you can actually plug the SNES controllers into this, so that would make it complicated. But basically, you can update the library on this thing, so you can get like every game out there on it because it's basically just running a Raspberry Pi, like in a NES shell. And it's like the idea of emulation for that sounds really cool. But I don't really want one just for the stuff that's in it. I would get it and then immediately mod it.
Yeah, flash it. I happen to have one that has a bunch of SNES games on mine. I don't know how it got there, but
You don't know, huh?
But would you have to use a different controller for that?
No, I said SNES, not NES.
Right.
Yeah, I have a regular SNES Mini.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was confusing.
I'm sick, so words don't make any sense.
Fair enough.
When you're sick, I didn't realize how cloudy your like head is.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I was like not making sense. I was replying to customers like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh, let me just check my chart here real quick. Copy paste.
Look over there. Right away.
What the hell is that thing?"
Then you pass out 2 feet away.
Yeah. Just dive into a bush. Speaking of Nintendo, Nintendo reveals Mario Tennis Aces beta dates. So sign up for that beta for I don't even know what the beta date is. June 3rd, apparently. Well, that's when it ends. June 1st. There you go. Then you can play some tennis for a couple days. Yeah, there you go. There's your Nintendo crap. This game's coming on June 22nd. You can play some Mario Tennis.
Serve up some aces.
I think Justin's gone. He died. No, Justin. Save me.
He's frozen in time.
Save
no.
me. Save me, Justin.
Save you from what?
I'm dying.
Oh. Aren't we all, though?
I'm going faster.
I guess you might be dying a little bit faster, I was going to say. Just a little bit. Fun fact, an ace in tennis is a serve that is not touched by the receiver.
Wait, what's an ace again?
an ace is a serve in tennis that's not touched by the receiver. So you like serve the ball, they don't touch it, you score a point. That's like, it's an ace. They didn't touch it. It's kind of like a strike in bowling.
So for tennis it goes 15, 30, 45, and then what?
And then you win, I think? I don't know. I forget.
I thought that was called an ace.
No, the ace is the serve. It's like if we were playing tennis.
What happens
and, like,
when you tie
to
it? What happens when you tie it though? What is that called? So like you have 45 and then 45 and then it's like the point to serve.
There's crap.
Deuces? Is that called deuces?
Tennis is weird.
Is that called deuces?
Deuces is another
This is
word
duos?
for doubles, I thought.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another word for doubles. We could use that.
I'm googling the rules to tennis right now because I'm confused.
Like when you tie, I think when you tie for the winning point, like if one person scores a point, they have the advantage, and then they have to score one more.
I think it's actually just called the advantage.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. That's when you're tied, and then one person has one more point than the other opponent. I don't know. Tennis is a weird.
Yo, I just googled the tennis scoring system. This page is like 1 billion words long.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the tennis anime?
I heard about it. I think, what was it called? Prince of Tennis, I think.
Oh, I thought it was like 15 Love.
There might be a couple. Actually, you know what? I heard about that one too. 15 Love. That sounds really familiar.
Because that was
like one of those like.
Oh no, 15 Love was actually just like a live action tennis like comedy drama.
Gotcha.
I just remember it being on like YTV or something and it'd come on like after Dragon Ball. I was like, fuck this shit. Let's give me more Dragon Ball.
This is stupid.
I don't want to watch dumb kids play tennis and fall in love.
Good old tennis. Mario Tennis should be fun though.
Apparently this
they should make a new soccer game.
In 2004 and I was 14.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's really easy to remember my birthday now. It's like 1990, so I like having it on a 0.
Nice.
My parents did the right thing. Because I would hate to have my birthday on like 91, 93. Like that would just screw me up. I got asked the question, when were you born today? When were you born? For like when I was booking my physical, like date of birth. And I was like, 2018. 28. It's like, are you sure? Boy. You sound older.
You sure, sir? Oh man.
So the thing about Vivaldi is that I haven't set my default browser, like my default like web search.
Mm-hmm.
So it's defaulting on Bing. So now I have to use Bing.
Ugh.
And
why?
I don't know. Like Bing is okay. It's not Google though.
Yeah, it's all right. I talk shit, but I mean it's
still not great. It's still pretty bad, but it's not like dog shit. Hello.
Just finish the show without me. We're so close. I don't really feel like troubleshooting the audio issues right now, and I don't want to have my ugly webcam mic quality at the end of the show.
Oh.
You can find Justin 0 score on the internet.
If anyone's wondering where he went, he's dealing with a crisis. There was an emergency in the city. The hotline was ringing. It was that red phone that, where the president calls and
they put the 0 score logo up in the air and he had to go.
Yeah, that too. The 0 signal. It was just a big. What is that? Just a big 0? I assume
it's a 0 with like a cross slash.
Guy?
No, wait. He's got like the logo on his Twitter. That's what it is.
Yeah. It's that one. It was that.
That was big game over in the sky.
Yeah, game over. There it was. So he's off fighting some multi-dimensional threat. So.
Yeah, we were just talking about Mario Tennis, and then we talked about tennis, and then we talked about tennis TV shows, and then we talked about tennis anime. And
And then the weird tennis rules.
Weird
ass tennis rules.
Anyways, yeah, Justin had to go. He's
fighting evil. That's what he's doing. That's the story we're sticking to. He's fighting evil.
I'm just trying to remember all the things that you usually say, and it's usually like I think I got it right. You just usually say your 0 score everywhere.
He's 0 score in all the places, man.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to that, but I don't think there is.
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Apparently, all you listen to.
Low.
You can find me at, well, crap. Now I'm all screwed up. You can find me on Twitter at Near the Hero, N3R0, THEH3R0. You can also find me on YouTube, Near the Hero with, don't melt. You can also find me on YouTube, Near the Hero with letters. You can also find me here. I don't know about Thomas though. I'm not sure if you'll. Are you okay, boss? You good?
No.
Oh, he's not good.
Trying to come back and doing a show while I'm sick is not a good idea.
Just hold still for a while and your health will regenerate.
Oh, I thought they got.
Oh right,
damn
that's
it.
not a thing anymore.
They patched that out. God damn it! I was gonna.
Hold on. I'll be there with the med pack.
I'm mad about. Well, I'm not really mad. I don't give a fuck.
I'll just let you know I'm walking.
This is what walking sounds like.
Walking sounds. Walk.
Lo, just plug your shit.
I already did.
No,
I did while you were dying.
Okay, I'll just edit out myself dying, I guess. No one wants to listen to me die.
I laugh, but I know you're in pain.
Okay, yeah, you can find me, your host Thomas, CSG Thomas on Twitter. You can find me here at charshot.com. There's a bunch of stuff coming this week. We've got the watch along for Akira. Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed doing that show with Ben.
Good.
It was really good. But yeah, you can email me, Thomas at charshot.com, if you have any questions for us. And until then, guys, enjoy your games. And Justin's just snapping at me. He's really mad.
Justin's not here, remember?
Justin isn't here, but he's also snapping at me.
Are you seeing things again?
I feel the vibrations in the ether.
Vibrations in the ether.
I can sense his presence.
Yes.